Back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika. Video number 4 for today. Have and have nots. Last night's episode, season 4, episode 22, the silk handkerchief. And the episode starts back off where it left off last week with Lloyd, Bennett, and Candace over at Candace's house. Lloyd says the reason he there is because the signatures from the deed don't match the signatures on the loan papers. Okay, he asked Benny is that his signature, and of course Benny said no, and Lloyd said he didn't think so because he had already cross-referenced it with signatures that from the DMV. Okay, he tell Benny basically, your sister forged your signature to get $2 million from my bank, and she used both houses and the tow yard as collateral. Now Benny, I told y'all, Ben is a big old mall, but ain't nobody shopping there, okay? Ain't nobody up in there shopping. He in there by his damn self shopping, honey. Okay? And, it took him a minute, but it finally digested, and he got it. Lloyd said Candace has until 5 p.m. the next day to return the money, or she has the option of moving out of both houses and the tow yard, taking nothing there, not even the furniture, because she don't own it no more. He said if you don't do that, then the police will be called. Benny asked was it possible that he could sign the loan paper, and Lloyd said no, because the loan is already in default. Now I'm sitting here thinking, Candace, you a lawyer, you ain't figured out that this is a scheme. It ain't dawned on you nothing, but I guess she got so much devilment going on, she not thinking. But I hope it kick in sooner or later. Anyway, Benny walk outside, and he stand up there against Candace's car, and he have an emotional moment. He is literally breaking down, because I don't think Benny really care about that car. I mean that house, but that tow yard, that's his heart, and that's what's hurting him. Candace come out there, and she decide that she gonna tell him everything. She realized she really ain't got no choice. So she told him everything dating back to when she was in college and during her escorting years. She met Jim. At that time she met him, she wasn't aware that it was Amanda's dad, even, you know, because her and Amanda was homegirls and stuff. But when she found out, she said she got him for $100,000 in a nice little red car. Okay, she told him, she said, we have both kidnapped each other. She got photos of him in rather compromising positions, and she got $7.4 million from that. She said Erica up to run into Benny so that he would be able to pass that car on to their mama, because she knew that the mama wasn't going to be here for that if she tried to give it to her outright. She said, I bought my house, your house, and the tow yard. She said, I got war to do it. I led him to believe that I only got I only got $400,000, and that way he only charged me $100,000. But you kind of spilled tea on me, and he found out that I got more. He thought I had $4 million, which took the price up to $2 million. She said he's been blackmailing me. Mitch has seen him rape me and everything else. She said Mitch saw him rape me, found out why he, kind of figured out that War was doing me wrong. He actually had put drugs into War's car, and the police stopped him, and now War in jail. But when he get out, he probably gonna come looking for me and you, because he assumed that we had something to do with that. And that's it, that's all. Child, now, she done lied so much, he don't believe her. He told her straight out. He said, you lying. He said, first of all, War, our friend, he go way back with us. Ain't no way in hell he would ever do something like what you saying that he did. And he said, Mitch ain't got no pull like that. So that right there is a lie as well. Girl, it's bad when you lie so goddamn much, don't nobody believe nothing that you come out your mouth, even when you telling the honest to God truth. Because in this moment, that's probably the honest she done been since she been on this show. But he don't believe her. Benny get on that phone and call Hannah. Hannah in this nice ass car headed toward Candace way. He tell her, hold up, stop, go back where you was. What we finna do is, we finna go down here to the police station and get this warrant lifted off of you, and then Candace is going to go over to child welfare and sign over the rights to little Quincy to you. Now Candace looking at him crazy, but what can she say? Because at this moment she can't do nothing, and she also realizing that she probably lost her best friend, her biggest ally, which is her brother, through all of this lying and stuff. Now when he had called Hannah, we know that he had been crying and carrying on. So Hannah had asked him what was wrong with him. He said, ain't nothing wrong with me, just go back to where you was until the coast is clear, and don't worry about little Quincy, because Candace finna do what she got to do. Now we see him and Candace, when he got that phone talking about she finna go and try to recruit that money so that they don't lose their places. He said, hell no, fuck that. What you finna do is go with me. We finna go down here and get this warrant lifted off of mama. Then you go on to child welfare and you gonna give over rights to this little boy to mama. Cause clearly you can't do this, okay? So they go down now and they trying to get the warrant lifted, explaining that Hannah did not steal Lil Quincy. The mother right here, Candace, is on her way to child welfare to sign over the rights so that her mother could be the primary custodian over Lil Quincy. And the detective go off to tell Jennifer, Miss DA girl, that they out there. And she confused me at first because she was talking about Benny and Candace is out there. He said, yeah. He said, have they seen her? And he said, no. So she had them come and talk to them and talk to her, and basically they repeat the same thing. That wasn't no a kidnapping. My mama is giving over custody to her, and we're here to try to get the warrant rescinded. Okay. She asked Candace, so you the mother? She said, yeah. She said, well, who is the father? I'm still wondering where this shit going. She said, Quincy Maxwell. She asked Candace, do you have an ID? Candace gives her ID. She walk out, and when she come back with that hood rat we know as Quita. Soon as she walk in there, she is all out loud and retarded with it, child. Talking about, there she is, that her right there. She did something to my brother. I took I've been in a house. I seen a house got discolored floors. I took pictures and everything, child. She done took pictures of all this shit, and she actually shows it to Miss DA girl, okay? And Quita goes on to say that she know Candace did something to her brother because she found his phone under her couch at her house. Now at this point I'm wondering why the question hasn't been posed. When was you at Candace's house? Why was you in Candace's house? And why was Candace aware of that? Because while you down here throwing stones, bitch, you committed a crime when you broke in that woman's house, but that don't be asked, okay? She asking Candace where her brother is. I know you did something to him. Candace, ever so cool, she said, what are you talking about? She said, this sounds just like something a crackhead would say. I said, child. Candace say, I just moved in this house. Because DA girl was asking about them stains. She said, I wouldn't know anything about this. She said, I just moved in this house 2 weeks ago. You would have to ask the previous owners what happened with that situation there. And it sounded viable to old DA girl. So she tell Candace and them that they can go. So Quita mad talking about, you just gonna let her go? She did something to my brother. That's all right. I'm gonna get back at you and stuff like that. DA girl was over it, or so it seemed. Child, she gonna tell her partner after they leave, go search that neighborhood, talk with the neighbors, see if you can find anything that we could use to get a search warrant. Okay. I immediately thought about Pearl, and the next scene, the police is at Pearl's house. And right away she gets to talking about her son's a police officer, and her son-in-law is the chief of police and all that. And they like really like they didn't know and all of that. And she heard up and tell the tale of Quincy going into Candace's house and not coming out. Okay. They asked her, do she have proof? She said, why, yes I do. I got stamped videos and pictures. She thought that they were originally knocking on her door because she told them about this smell in the neighborhood. And the officer was like, what smell? She said the one coming from the lady across the street backyard. So now they want to go in and see the evidence, and she more than willing to take a minute to show them the evidence that she actually see Quincy walking in, but there's no footage of him ever leaving out. I was like, child, as soon as she said that, old boy got on the phone with DA girl and tell them what he done found out, and now they about to get a warrant to search Candace's house. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Candace, this shit getting worse and worse. Catherine finally goes down there to the FEMA jail to see Jim, and let him know that she done been to see Wyatt. He is improving, but you know, he heavily sedated, but it's gonna be all right. But she really down there because she want to talk to him about the fact that she done attempted to try to get that inheritance money, what's left of it, back in her hands so that she could possibly save their son's life. Because when he get out that hospital, if he still, you know what I'm saying, if he able to move around and do what he got to do, he's still going to be an addict when he wake up and recover from this episode of him ODing. And the last thing they need is for him to get hold to any more of that money and be able to buy any more drugs and stuff and possibly kill his damn self the next time. He said, well, did you go talk to Judge Monica Preston? She said, I did, and the woman won't do it. Jim said, look here, go back to her and you tell her, hold on. He said, you go back to her and you tell her, remember December 13th, Christmas time, I think of 2014 or 15, something like that, in the Hamptons, where the white chicks was at. Catherine said, oh, that's one of your hoes. Jim said, nope, nothing like that. Just tell her that date, and I guarantee you she'll do whatever it is that you need. And true to form, we're going to talk about how that went down. Catherine told him she had this look on her face. He said, what that look? Why you got that look? I know what that means. She said, you should. She said, Jim, you like people doing your dirty works for you, don't it? She said, but the thing is, I like getting my hands dirty. Now, in that conversation, she had mentioned that she at that house by herself, and he told her, well, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know we got the gun in the safe, so she got that in her head. So she gets ready to leave, and I guess she went and hollered at old girl, because we later on see Lloyd at the bank receiving a call from Catherine telling him, you should have received a fax from this judge signing off saying that that I can take back over my son's inheritance. So that money that you deposited into his account, you need to send that money back to my account so that I can make sure that my son is safe. She also goes to that safe and she get that gun out. Now, I don't know who she gonna get. My guess is DA girl. And all I can say is, Miss DA bitch girl, good luck to you, honey. Good luck to you. Now, let's go to the parking lot of the surrounding, because Erica is down there with her yellow on, like Candace had instructed her. And true to form, here comes David. She faking like she can't get the lug nuts off of her damn tire. She got a flat tire. Now, he walks past her and tell her, you know, I would offer to help, but I don't want to get cussed out again. And she like, excuse me. He said, I met you last night down at the bar. You was having some type of disagreement with your boyfriend or whatever. You found out he was married. She was like, oh, you heard that. He said, I would offer to help, but I don't want to get cussed out again. She was like, well, I'm a country girl. I don't mind getting my hands a little dirty. But he was like, well, I don't mind helping. So basically, he winds up giving her a silk handkerchief, which is the name of the episode, to wipe her hands off, because she allegedly been trying to unscrew these lug nuts off this tie so she could switch her tie out. Now, while they sitting there going through the motions of David trying to get this shit done, they do small talk and find out that Erica is telling him that she come from the same place he was raised in, which is Durham, North Carolina. And she go on to say that, you know, she went to the same high school. He was like, well, I'm a little bit older than you, so I graduated before you. But ain't it funny how life turns around, child? You meet some of the same people that you used to know, you know, that come from the same area of town you do. And my thing was this, girl, that might come back to bite you later on, because you done told this man you from his hometown and you attended his high school, and you don't think that maybe somewhere in here he gonna try to double back to see if you real about what you talking about? Anyway, he tell her that them lug nuts is too rusted. He said, I can get you a tow, and I can call, you know, you a ride. You know, I can call you, a cab or something like that. Or I can take you to where you need to go. You know, I can take you on down there if that's where you need to go. Well, she decided to accept the ride. Now, they going along on this ride, and he's telling her that he's in the process of a divorce, and, you know, been married for X amount of years, and she just listening and taking it all in, and we find out that she tells him that she's an accountant and that he admits that he's a judge. And child, when they get to the, oh, she told him, she said, can I tell you something? And I don't mean to be rude. He said, what is that? She say, you too uptight, you should relax some. And child, why did David try to act like he was trying to relax some? I almost fell out. I said, that's your relax, David? You was a fool with it. Anyway, he get her to the destination. She get out the car. He tell her, hold up, wait a minute. She said, what, you want my name and number? He said, no. She said, oh, that was a mistake. He said, well, actually, I was going to tell you that, actually what time the meeting was over, because I would be more than happy to come back and give you a ride to, a ride back to the hotel, because I know that that's where you staying. So he now finna get her a ride back to the hotel when she through with her meeting, okay? She done hooked him. Child, I was like, what in the world? I was too through with that. David is too smart to fall for some mess like that. So David go back to campaign headquarters. They finally packing up in there, and Oscar, Brandon, and all of his aliases is in there saying, before that car catch up with him again, he got to get out of town. David said, look here, I need you to run somebody for me. So Oscar asked, what's the name? David realized he didn't ever get the girl's name. So Oscar tell me a little bit about what happened. So David said, I was down at the surrounding bar the other night, and this woman and this man were having this argument, a breakup or whatnot. Oscar said, well, were they loud? David said, not too loud, but I could hear it. He said, do you think they wanted you to hear it? David said, no. Oscar said, well, were there any type of exchange? He said, no, she was quite upset and we didn't have no exchange. However, I did see her the next day, and he said that I ran into her and she let me help her. He said, let me guess, a flat tie. David said, yeah. He said, child, that's a red flag. He said, David, look, just find out this chick name and let me know. And, excuse me, and I'll check this out for you. But, I don't know about this right here. And I was like, girl, did you not? Now, if he get that name and that name ain't right, he gonna find out that real quick through this dirty motherfucker right here. But Oscar told him, let me know, man, when you get that number of that name, because I got to get on up out of town. Now let's go over to Catherine's house, because Hannah in the kitchen feeding Quincy some ice cream, and he is like in awe, because he in this big old beautiful ass house. He probably ain't never been in nothing that big and that pretty. He think he at an amusement park, and he asked her that. She said, no, it's not an amusement park. And then she saying that in comes Catherine, and Catherine gives him a compliment and said, oh, you such a handsome little man. He said, you ain't bad yourself. And child had to look up at that screen, because I promise you, y'all know my little Jalen, he act just like that, child. He's just that intelligent. You tell him he cute and he think you cute, he gonna tell you, oh, thank you, but you cute too. It ain't nothing for Jalen to say some mess like, you ain't so bad yourself, child, I holler. Anyway, Hannah tell Catherine she don't know what happened, but Candace gonna let her keep the baby. Catherine said, at what cost? Hannah said she don't know, but she sure is gonna be something. And Catherine said, I know it will. So the last scene of the night brings us to Candace's house again, where the police have pulled up at Candace's house with the search warrant. Justin was one of the first officers to arrive on the scene, so he gives Jeffrey a call, who was down at the hospital with Wyatt, and he asks him, is this something you need to tell me about your friend Candace? He was like, what you mean? He said, if you want me to help you and to protect you, now's the time to tell me, because we're about to serve a search warrant on Candace's house right now. Baby Jeffrey went to stuttering and didn't know what to say, and that's where the episode cut off here, child. So we gonna see how this here mess gonna turn out. But child, it was good though. It was good. It was, it was only a few storylines they dabbled with, but it was worth it. Now for a reviewer, it could be a nightmare, because you got to keep up with all of this. But I enjoy doing it. I know you guys appreciate the fact that I do it by the comments that I get. And we are going to see next week, because it looks like things going to turn up a little bit next week. So in the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. I will be back down here tomorrow for tonight's finale of Greenleaf, and I'll be caught up. I also have this week coming. Hopefully we're going to pray that I don't get sick or don't have no situations with the internet or none of that. But I have episode 3 of the web series Tangled and Twisted that I did episode 1 and 2. That episode has been released, so I'm going to review that, and in that video I'll link that video to this web series episode. I'll link it in that video when I do it. We're also gonna have, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I will give y'all Fuck Shit Friday this week since I missed 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to make it lengthy but entertaining for you, and that's what we got for the week. Okay, Friday I'll be through with everything. But again, like I said, thank you all for all the support. Thank you all for the emails, the comments down in the comment sections. You know, it just feels good when somebody loves you, honey. Okay? Now, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I plan on washing this makeup off my face and carrying my ass to bed too. And I'll see you guys back down here tomorrow for Greenleaf, the finale, and possibly the web series if I do it tomorrow. If not, it'll be Greenleaf, and then I'll come back Friday with the web series review and Fuck Shit Friday. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.